is needed. There are times that it will take a conflict for you to discover some things, understand some things, and grow. And then you discover that you need to learn some things. You need to develop some things. So it's not like conflict doesn't come to just break a marriage or everything. Conflicts come to tell you, you got to grow. You got to work on yourself. Does that make sense to anybody? So it's not also as if, oh, because we don't agree on this thing, it is bad, the marriage is bad, everything is bad. No, it's okay to disagree on some things. It is very artificial to think that you agree all the time, every day, over everything. That is very fake. There are times that you will not agree because you are normal humans. And human beings are unique in their personalities. And so somebody may want something in a way and another person doesn't want it that way. These are things just to know that, you know what? It must not just be like you are cruising on the same altitude around the clock. No, nothing happens like that. There's no marriage where there will be no conflict. It's only about how you go about the conflict. If somebody tells you their marriage has never had a conflict, guys, we need to take that person to the lab and check if they're a robot or a real, because conflicts are part of life. It's normal. Another thing I want to share, because you will get people coming to you with things as if the world has fallen on them or the world is coming to an end because of one thing. We're not minimizing people's problems or issues, but then, you know, most of the time, me like a counselor, a lot of times people come to me and when they start expressing what they are going through and you give them one or two advice, they will tell you, you know, I've done everything. I've done everything. It's not working. What is everything? I was asked, what is everything? Because when they start telling you they've done everything, they've literally not even done half of what they're supposed to do. Right? Just giving you small gist before I bring my powerful coach for tonight. Your spouse is not the cause of your unhappiness in your marriage. Guys, take note. Your happiness is not in the hands of your spouse. I always say this. Your happiness is not in the hands of your spouse. This may be your case. This may be a case you'll be resolving for somebody who thinks when they wake up in the morning, their spouse should wake up early and start making them happy. Your spouse is not a comedian. Even when he's a comedian, his stage is not on his bed. It's not everywhere that he's on stage. Right? And he's not selling by ice cream. So he's not there to just make you happy around the clock. Make you happy around the clock. Anyway. Another thing I want to just share with us is personal and spiritual growth are keys to a fulfilled life. Your personal growth, personal development, and your spiritual growth, they are keys to a fulfilled life. For your life to be happy, you need to grow personally, and you need to grow spiritually. You can rely on this more than you rely on a marriage. If you develop you, personal development, and if you develop you spiritually, that works for you in your career and in your marriage as well. So the hope you have in personal development and in spiritual growth should not be placed on marriage. So many people have taken this hope and they have laid it on marriage, and they're hoping that marriage will give them fulfillment. Let me tell you, marriage cannot give you fulfillment unless you work on your spirituality and you work on your personal development. It's going to help you. It's going to help you function well in any other thing around your life. It's very key. It's very key. The most important thing in your life is your spiritual life to grow. When that is all right, I'm not talking about fanaticism. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about you waking up every night or every day and going to church and doing all those things. No. When you grow spiritually, it may not be too, it's not seen by you how many times you go to church in a day or in a week. The fruit of the Spirit will manifest in you. When somebody relates with you, there is an energy. I talked yesterday about energy. You hear some people just say, you know what, this person, I don't know why, I don't feel comfortable around this person. Do you know why? Energy. When you carry the right energy, people, you attract people. People want to be around you. When you carry the wrong energy, people run away from you. I just wanted to give you this short, brief tips to spice your evening. Because tonight we have somebody that is ready. We have somebody that is equipped, a coach like no other. If I start to read her bio, we're not going to finish. But she's a John Maxwell certified coach, just like myself and my husband. We are all John Maxwell certified coaches. She is a John Maxwell certified coach. She's a parenting coach. She is a pediatrician and a lot more. She's not just a pediatrician, but she has gone deeper and deeper and done a lot. She works on diabetes in children, something that is rare. But she has taken a passion in coaching and counseling mothers, wives, women, parents, teens, young people. And everything she is doing is directly, I'm telling you, directly connected to relationships, to marriage, to counseling, marital counseling, and coaching. She's already in the room, so I don't want to take so much of your time because she has a lot to debunk tonight. She's a woman filled with wisdom and knowledge. I want us to show that excitement as I bring to this platform Dr. Fomenki Cecilia. If you are excited, she's going to show up. If you are not excited, I'm going to hide her. Please, please show some excitement. Show some excitement. Please, let me see the chat. Let me see your excitement.
All right. Oh, wow.
Let me see your excitement.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, wow. This is amazing. Thank you. I'm so excited to have you on there. It's a privilege from God and a great privilege to be on this platform of my mother, Pastor Delphine Fogwe, who has given me this great privilege to be with you. I am so grateful, ma. Thank you so much. And this is actually amazing because she's my personal marriage counseling coach. She is my go-to person when I have any issue in my marriage, and she'll sit me down and tell me what I need to hear. And I'm so happy she said something amazing here. If you do not work on your own marriage, don't think you're going to start working on someone else's marriage. And that's what actually helped me a lot in my own marriage, because she kept encouraging me. I kept seeing her. She lives exactly what she teaches. And if you're around this great woman of God, she will not tell you what she has not done. And she will not sugarcoat it for you. A day she has to tell you that you need to sit up. She'll tell you. Even if you come crying and crying, she'll say, when you're finished crying, let's talk. You know, it is amazing to have her as a coach, and even more amazing to have her train you to be a coach, because she's not going to miss anything and you'll be complete. honestly complete. So I want to actually thank God. How long do we have, Mom, please? How much time do we have on?
We
How much
end
time do
at
we have?
9. End at 9, so you have
That's okay.
33 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so thank you for the great introduction. I am resting on your wings to be able to bring this kind of message to great counselors like you, marriage counselors. This is something that I thank God for because it's a great opportunity. I remember when I was struggling in my marriage and coming up with the parenting concept, the trainings and everything, and she asked me one thing: "You want to stay in that marriage?" Eh? I said, "Well, for the sake of my children." She said, "Okay. While you're at it, you better enjoy your marriage. If you are there for the children, you better enjoy the whole marriage than to just be there for the children and you don't want to work on your marriage. It wouldn't, it's boring. So you better just work on your marriage while you are there waiting for your children." You know, a lot of us would say, I'm in this marriage now just for my kids. She said, I understand. You are there for the children. So what next? You will not live your own other life. You're there, you're disturbing your husband from living his life. He's disturbing you from living your life, but you're in the same house with children. You want to just live there for the children. You better use wisdom and fix your marriage. And honestly, to the glory of God today, my marriage is great. I thank God. And I wouldn't change anything. She has really inspired me. The way she lives with her husband is the same as she preaches. She is not going to hide something and tell you, do this one, like do what I say, not what I do. So we can all be safe knowing that we are talking and dealing with a woman of integrity. And this program is God sent for all of us. So thank you very much, Ma, for the privilege. Thank you so much. Okay. Now,
Thank you.
we are going to talk about. Hello?
Please, can you kindly mute yourselves if you are not speaking? Can you mute yourselves until you are called up to say something before you can unmute? Thank you, so that we have, thank you, yeah. Go on, Doc, sorry.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. I need to
Share your screen.
Yes, please.
Annie? Is Annie there?
Yes,
Annie, can you
let me
enable?
make her the co-host.
Good, make her co-host so that she can.
Okay.
It's done, ma.
Okay, thank you. I'm trying to share my screen. So give me a minute, please. Okay. All right. So I want to begin by saying that the privilege is mine to talk about parenting and emotional intelligence. But emotional intelligence, for us to understand emotional intelligence and how it relates to parenting, is going to, I would like us to be very, I want it to be a very interactive session. So if you are online, please just type a 1. Let me see how many people are online right now, because we're going to be doing a couple of interesting things. So just type 111. And I want to challenge you to Wow, you're so many online. Thank God. This is beautiful. Okay, so I want us to think about how we were parented when we were young. How did your parents train you? What do you remember most about being raised, let's say 20 years ago? Type in the chat, please, like real fast so that we can go. How do you remember your parents? How, or what would you describe as parenting, being parented? How did your parents raise you? Beating, wow, yes. What else? Please just type in the chat very fast so that, yeah, beating to correct, discipline, yes, nice. They use more scolding and correcting, perfect. Yes, so that's basically what we remember, strict discipline. I can't really remember, but my experience was so horrible, beating, lonely, that is it. So I want to thank you, then bribe me with plenty of food when I go quiet. Okay, that's so funny. You are lucky to be bribed. So care and discipline, shouting at you, exactly. So we're all very, if we think sincerely, we were raised very differently and we're expected to raise our children differently nowadays. So I'm just going to share my screen. Are you able to see my screen, please? Okay. So nowadays we are parented in a different way. The parent can be different in different homes. It could be a single parent. It could be parents who are working, both working out of the home, and so kids are taken care of by other people. It could be a very harsh parent. So basically, we have four main types of parents. We have the authoritarian, we have the authoritative, those parenting styles. We have the permissive, and okay. So we have parents who are very our parents were more authoritarian. I talk, nobody else talks. There was nothing else you could say about whatever. You just had to listen and keep quiet. And so when we look at the overall piece of cake, parents had more more authority and influence, and a lot more than the children, and they used to influence us a lot more than even the environment. But we realize nowadays that because parents are out working, doing other things, they may have other parenting styles, no matter what it is. But what we have is that children are more influenced nowadays by other things. Parents and their emotions and triggers, that's what we're going to be dealing with. Because we grew up differently and we are growing up in a different society, our emotions, our triggers are also there to warn us and tell us we are living a life, because we are triggered from the past and then we show our emotions in the present to our children. However, these emotions were built up by the triggers that we grew up seeing. A lot of us do not usually think about it very fast. We are going to be talking about this. So thank you for the introduction that has already been done. This is who I am. And I've done a lot of work with over 5,000 mothers since 2019. And by God's grace, that's what actually qualifies me to be talking with you now. And we have this very important emotions and triggers to deal with. Imagine first that you come home at 10 p.m. after a long day at work and you really just want to rest. You just want to have a bath, eat, drink, and go to sleep, right? There are days like that because maybe your boss was angry with you or made you angry at work and you just want to go to bed. But what happens is that your 2-year-old wants to play with you. Usually it's something that you don't really want to do, but you're like feeling guilty, this mom guilt. You realize there is this mom guilt. I'm spending too much time out of my home. I'm spending too much time away from my child. If they want to play with me, yes, I will have to find time, but I'm already tired. They should understand. A 2-year-old does not understand that you're there busy taking care of them, working to make sure that they have the needs that they probably you did in a good life, but it actually there is usually no harmony, no balance, because we are expected to work a lot out of the home. It's no longer like our parents, our mothers, most of the time, even if they had jobs, it was like they were teachers. Very few of them had demanding jobs that took them out of, or even 5 times a week. It was really rare. And now we have a system where we are out of our home 8 hours away from the home every single day. Okay, and imagine a child wants to play with you, but you're tired and you really want to eat and go to bed. What will be your honest reaction? Just type in the chat so that we can see your reaction. How would you react? How would you are really tired, but you have this child, and what would you be doing? How would you want to sort this out? So you can't see the screen, but have you been able to see the screen right now? Were you able to see my screen, please? Okay. Please just type in the chat if you're still here. Were you able to see my screen? No. Oh my God. No screen. I'm sharing a screen and there is nothing. Yes, somebody says you will tell the child of that is true. Please, is someone else sharing their screen, because I get my message on this side says only one person can share at the same time. So it looks like some other host is sharing their screen. Okay, let me try sharing my screen now. Are you able to see my screen now?
Your screen is still dark. Annie, can you check? Did you make her host? There's only one person that can be host at the same time, I think. I guess that's
Yes, she's the only one that is the host for now.
Yeah, so it's just showing that it's just a black screen.
What about now?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
Now at least we can see you.
All right.
See your own beautiful.
Let's just go with me then. I'm sorry about that, but my screen. So you play with her because she won't stop crying if you don't play with her. Yes, but what would that do to you if you have to play with your child, but you are very tired, you really want to just sleep and go to bed? You want to eat, maybe take a bath, eat, go to sleep, and the child really wants to play. They've not seen you the whole day. What would you do? What would your reaction actually be?
I say this. You say yes.
Just type in the chat, please. Okay. All right. Now I'm able to share. Now I'm able to share. Yeah. Now I'm able to share my screen. All right. Perfect. Are you able to see now?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm able to share. It was disabled before, so I wasn't able to share. So I was talking of a scenario where you come home at 10 p.m., you're really tired, and your 2-year-old wants to. At that time, you sleep. You don't really want to play. You want to rest. You've had a hard day at work. You know, your boss was not happy with you for one reason or another. So what actually would you be doing? So in the chat, just type what you would be doing. Like, this child really wants to play. You talk a bit and plead with her that you're tired and need to rest. Will a 2-year-old understand that you need to rest? That's another question. So let's go to as well. You know, you have 2 children and you're playing with them, right? You tell them, I mean, okay, it's enough. Don't play because I'm in the kitchen now, and stop running around because there are plates they could break, or there's a flower vase that could break, and they continue playing. And eventually they break your plate. Maybe it's a porcelain thing you bought just last week, you know, your flower vase, it's precious, and they break it. Meanwhile, you have been shouting, telling them to stop running around, but they are not listening to you. What will really be your reaction now? Type in the chat as well. How do you react? They've broken your plate, your beautiful plate that only guests maybe, you know, eat from it, where you will send them out for timeout. Okay, great. What else? You will beat that child. Yes, a lot of us will get them beaten. Next, you shout, you discipline with rage. You get the child well beaten. Okay, so thank you. We are still moving on because this is really interesting, and I'm happy we are all interacting. Okay, so scenario 3, you come home at night. It's about 9 p.m. You've been working, you're tired. You meet the kids in the living room. You're very happy. They're watching TV. Everybody's quite happy. Nobody is having any problem with anybody. You greet them. You're nice. You know everything is fine. You go to your room. But since you're tired, you rest a little bit, take your bath, and then go to the kitchen to get something to eat finally, just to meet this kind of pile of dishes in the sink. What would be your reaction? I mean, these kids are 15-year-old, 12-year-old, and say 9 years old. You have come into the kitchen and this is what you find. What is going to be your reaction when you come back? You know, what's going to be your reaction? Yes, I'm happy. You say you will scold, you use a whip. Exactly. And that is what most of us would do, all right? Then the next thing is, for example, you meet, let's get out of the home scenario where it's the kids annoying you, okay? You shout, you switch off the TV. Yes. Then you will scold them, that's good. Next, let's say your boss, you have had a real long day at work. This is the 3rd time your boss is giving you some work. You've done your best, but the person is not happy. And you're really like, this boss is annoying you. Not only annoying, but you think that the boss has a problem with you. You have headaches, you're tired, your feet are hurting, you're hungry, and all you want to do is get home. You want to get home just tired, shower, eat, and then go to bed. But you have actually not finished the work because your boss shouted at you and you have to go back home and finish that work. And you're thinking about the work you're going to get home. You know, you're tired. You now unfortunately get stuck in traffic for over an hour. When you finally think it's your turn to go, somebody from behind just cuts right in front of you. And not only that, the person laughs and waves and goes away, knowing that he has done that intentionally. What will you do? That person did it intentionally. Actually, it was your turn to go. And because the person blocked you, you're actually still blocked. You were already there for more than 60 minutes, for already over an hour. When it's your turn, somebody blocks you. Because that person blocks you and goes ahead of you, you cannot go. You still have to stay in that traffic. And the person knows, waves, and is just annoying and going, and you're stuck in that traffic. So tell me, what are you going to do? I want to show you a couple of images. You know, do you look like this person at that time? Do you really look like this person? Or you're just going to sit quietly? Or are you going to react this way or this way? Like, I give up, right? Are you going to act like, okay, well, let me just keep chatting on phone and while keep waiting? Or you will be like, react and respond to that person this way. Which way, which kind of person are you? You'll sit quietly. Great. It depends on how you mold yourself. You just be silent. Great. Keep answers coming. Nothing much to do in this case. You'll be patient for a few more minutes. Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Who else has something? How would you react? How would you relate in this situation? So I just want us to understand something. We have to understand that these are actually what we call our real selves. This is your real self, the real you. Those are your emotions. And our brains are programmed to react to certain stressors and certain situations in a certain way. We were raised, a lot of parents will say, we were raised that way. So I cannot stop shouting at my children. I cannot stop yelling, flogging, beating them up when they do one or two things. But really, our emotions are the kind of, it's not bad, it's not good. Our emotions actually tell us, it's like it's like a guide to tell us exactly what we are doing wrong or what we are doing right. And I still want to, you'll be angry, yes. But that anger, let me ask you something. Can you put a name to the anger? Because a lot of the time, we are actually not angry. We are having other emotions underneath. But we were not taught how to put names to our emotions, okay? We were not taught how to put names to our emotions. We were not taught to understand how we feel. And so these are triggers. Financial stress can make you start shouting at everybody in the house, especially maybe when children have to go back to school. And then there is a lot of, there are a lot of needs. And so money is scarce. You have marital stress, relationship stress. A lot of parents will come to you with those kind of stresses. Like, this person doesn't understand me. My partner is really annoying, spends without telling me, or insults me in front of people, maybe especially their family. So there's that marital and relationship stress. You don't talk to each other. You go to bed angry. Or you're late and your child is crying because, okay, at this point, I want to change my socks before you go out, before you actually go out. But this child is already perfectly dressed. But the child thinks that I have to change socks right now before I go, and you're late. And you could also be on the phone gossiping with your bestie, and that's when your 2-year-old wants to tell you something very, very important. Meanwhile, you've been in that house for over 2 hours and the child has not said anything, but it's when you want to now gist with your friend that the child thinks is very important. Or you just had a baby and you come home and the baby is crying, but the father is watching a football match, enjoying himself. Understand that, okay, he cannot help you. He's there just enjoying while you're cooking even, and the baby is crying and the dad is just there watching his TV, okay? You could also have other stressors like you're stressed out, you're maybe worried, you are actually on a diet, a new diet you start out, you're hungry, you're thirsty. Thirst is one thing, one very important thing that a lot of parents do not recognize that annoys them. It's a trigger. So these are our triggers. We have so many different triggers. A nutrient deficiency, you may not even know that you're having that nutrient deficiency. Something like micronutrients, selenium deficiencies, but they actually change our mood. They make sure that within us, what is going on, we are actually getting different biosignals. And so we are getting stressed and we're getting worked up. And so everything that pours out from there is an emotion. And those emotions, our brains have programmed them. And that's why we react the way we do. So emotional intelligence, we need to be more aware of the emotions we feel, whether they are positive or negative. It's not bad. Okay, we need to know when we feel them. We need to understand what triggered them so that we can master them. So this is what I have for us. We have shared a lot, but knowing our emotions, the way we feel. Okay, if you don't know what you're feeling, and then you're reacting when they ask you, say, I am angry. We cover a lot of different emotions under anger. So I will go back to chatting with all of us. So I'll just stop this share for now. I want us to do something. I don't know how many people have children who have lied to them. How many parents here have a child who has told them a lie? Just say 2 in the chat. Yes, 2, just write 2. I have, yes, 2, 2, 2. So when the child tells a lie, what is your reaction? How do you react? Good. Do we shout at the child? Please type in the chat, why are you angry that the thank God. Why are you angry? Kindly tell me why you are angry. Because he lied. So he lied to you. Yes. Why are you angry? He lied to you. She lied. Yes. So what? Why are you angry that a child lied to you? Yes, you agree. But why are you angry? I just told her that you are telling a lie. Then I lectured her, though we have a lecture scheduled in the home before the incident. I also referred her to all those lectures relating to telling lies. Yes, so lying is bad. Yes, so why is lying bad? Lying is bad for who? You have sent the child back. Yes, the child is going. Yes, you knew it was a lie. You did not. I told her I knew she was lying. Next morning, I called her to my room, and she said the truth and asked for forgiveness. Advised her against telling lies. So, due to past stresses at the office, you are expecting her trust. Exactly. Okay. From where we have many different reasons why we get angry. We get angry because they listen to us. We get angry because you have already lectured them 1,000 times and they're still lying. They know, or you think they should know why it's bad to lie. It's bad to lie. And so that is actually what you're feeling. So what the feelings you actually are feeling here are feelings of, first, you're feeling disappointed. So your anger is not anger. Anger is disappointment. It's fear of, what if this child goes and lies in public and then what will they say about me? My integrity is on the line, right? If you agree with me, say yes. You expect her to trust you, right? You expect her to not lie to you. and not go and disgrace you. All right. So there are different other underlying reasons why you are angry. It is not anger. So when we all say, I'm angry, that's why I yelled, or I beat the child, or I disciplined the child, know that most of the time, all of this is due to what you call an emotional hijack. You have hijacked your emotions. So you have not given light to exactly how you feel. That fear of what will people say, the fact that the child has lied to you, so the child has underlooked your authority, you're feeling that the child is manipulative, the child is doesn't listen to you, all those reasons, because God doesn't want us to tell lies. Beautiful. God doesn't want us to tell lies. The child doesn't yet know, because the reason why that child told a lie, you have not yet addressed it. That child lied maybe because they did not want to be beaten, they did not want to be scolded at, they did not want, even if you have found out the truth, there is a reason why the child lied. But most of the time when we yell, we do not take into account why that child lied. We take into account the way we feel. 5 different emotions while we're beating that child or yelling. We give a name, anger, I'm angry. So that anger hijacks all those other emotions, and then we beat. But if you start thinking of the things one by one and say, okay, well, I don't care about neighbors, because what I want is my child to actually grow and not tell lies. Okay, that's what God wants for the child to be truthful. You will take more time to train the child. You will take more time to understand why that child is telling a lie. Okay, so if you take your emotions one by one, actually the real emotions, the real reasons why you are angry, it's going to help you help the child better. All right. If you understand, type I understand in the chat, so that we understand what emotional intelligence is. And if we cannot name those emotions, we cannot regulate them. If I cannot say that I am feeling disappointed in my child, instead of beating the child, if you are feeling disappointed, there is a different sequence that goes on in your head. There's something else that you will feel like, I'm disappointed. Yes, I'm disappointed, but what can I do about it? Or you feel like, I have to discipline this child so the child does not go out and behave differently. I mean, our integrity as a family, we have family values. They know us as people of integrity. A child cannot be living with me and is a liar, because they'll say, I have failed in my job. That fear of failure, when you feel fear of failure, it's a different thing altogether than anger. So a lot of the time we let our emotions get hijacked and we behave in a different way instead of addressing the real problem. So that is why we need to be emotionally intelligent. And when we understand and name the real emotion, we can regulate it. And there are different ways of regulating: mindfulness, going out for a walk, go and take a shower, just close your door and calm down, or go for a drive, or do something, those are different ways of breathing exercises. You regulate that emotion because you know exactly what it is. And if we cannot do it, we cannot help our children. We have to be teaching our children how to name their emotions, regulate those emotions. So if you have any questions, I think we can end here for today. My time is up. The child lied because of fear, but most of the time we do not address the reason why the child lied. We address the reason why it as pertains to the way I feel about the child's lie. Most of the time we are not thinking about the child. When we get angry, yell, and spank, we're not thinking about the child, we're thinking about ourselves. And that is why I say, if you're thinking about yourself, you may even have been annoyed by someone else, and then it escalates because you came home with anger, and then the child lied, so they escalate. You did not sizzle down, you did not calm down your anger. When the child lies, it adds to your anger, so it escalates that anger. If you had come in happy and the child lied, there would have been a different response. It would have been less. Maybe you would have yelled, maybe you'd have thought about it before doing anything. But we were raised this way. This is the way we behave. And this is also the way we saw our parents behave. So we do the same thing. There, we have that in our DNA. That's our parenting DNA. That's why we have to change it. We have to be more intentional, mindful about, because nowadays children, I honestly tell you, they don't need all that yelling. They actually block you out when you're shouting, and if you want to even flog them, they'll say, that's my mother's work. She'll flog me. I know I'll do this, and she'll yell and flog me. No wahala, I'll do it. But if you use emotional intelligence, you are able to regulate it. You're able to help regulate your emotions, and the child comes and you're quiet. They're like, what happened? Which one is this? And especially for teenagers, you have to give them power over their lives. You have to start giving them power little by little, because they are soon going to not be in your home. You have to teach them decision-making skills, critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, and you cannot do that by beating them all the time. They are going to go on into life just with those resources like we picked up from our parents. So when we are talking emotional intelligence, it's a big resource that parents should now be involved in learning and doing, because that's what helps children go out in life. We are coaches. Even if you are a coach now for marital success, you always have parents who will come because of a problem. Sometimes the marital problems stem from the problems of the children, and the partner will say, I was out and this woman did not take care of the children. So you have to know how to take care of your children, so they are responsible, and the partner is not angry with you because your children are successful. If you don't know how to regulate your emotions, you cannot help a child regulate. You don't know how to name your emotion, put a name to your emotion. You cannot tell a child to name their own emotion. You will not even know what they are feeling. But it starts from 2 years, 3 years, 4 years of age. It starts from very young. And these children become very, very, very good decision makers. We are all coaches for our children. We're never going to live our children's lives. We raise them for a generation ahead of them. It's not for you. You're not going to be there in their own generation as a child, or as a 20-year-old, as a 25-year-old. You'll be much older and your responses will be different. So our job is to give them the tools that will make them succeed. So it's just like a coach. The coach never goes to the field. The coach doesn't go and play the game of football. The coach makes sure that the talent in the person, he brings it out. That's what you are there as a parent to do. Bring out the A game of that child and put the child on the field of life to play that A game and win it and gain impact. You understand? Live the life God created them to. But it's usually not going to be in our generation. We're not raising them for our generation. So that's why we need to give them good tools to make good decisions, be able to solve problems right. And emotional intelligence is one of the greatest resources you will ever give your child. And when you, as a parent, you're a student of emotional intelligence, you yourself, you just realize that you don't even have problems with people, not with your spouse, not with your children, okay? Yes, when you are a student of emotional intelligence, it applies everywhere. Your boss, your spouse, your children, everybody. It's because you become mindful of your emotions. You become different. You're like thinking, you're no longer thinking, oh, this person annoyed me because the person doesn't like my face. You wouldn't care about their face. In fact, with emotional intelligence, you start learning that people do not have to dictate. Mommy said something here. Your spouse cannot make you happy. With emotional intelligence, that's how you understand that my reaction is not because a child annoyed me. It's not because my spouse annoyed me. It's not because my boss annoyed me. One question I usually ask parents, when your boss annoys you, do you slap the boss? Do you slap your boss? Do you yell at your boss? Why do you think when a child annoys you or misbehaves, you have to slap the child? It's because you have that feeling that with this child, I have power over the child, authority over the child. But with my boss, I'm afraid to lose my job that feeds my family. So there is a place where you can actually regulate or stop, not shout, okay? So you must grow, yes, so we must grow our emotional intelligence as spouses. Exactly. And that is very, I started learning. So Okay.
Hold on, doctor. Let me see who is making this noise. Okay,
That's
Rita,
what I have
please.
for us. And
Rita, can you just kindly Rita, mute yourself, please. There's noise from the background. Rita, doctor, you have the whole thing right, so you can mute Rita. Can you mute
right,
Rita? The noise from
I'm muting Rita.
Rita. Yes.
Yeah.
The noise from her background is too much. Good,
I've
thank
muted
you.
her. Okay, yes.
Good,
Thank you. Thank you. So what other questions do we have? That it's a very, very important topic for spouses, for leaders. Emotional intelligence, you must be a student of emotional intelligence. It's very important. So you do not misbehave. In fact, parents spoil the bad behavior of their children. That's something that we don't know. And we have to be responsible enough. All right. Network locked you out, Gloria. Sorry. So thank God you're back. So we need to be learning emotional intelligence because we need it for our everyday lives. If you don't know how to put a name to your emotions, you cannot regulate it. And you need to choose for different people, they have different techniques of regulating their emotions. So when you now put a name to it, you know how to regulate it using one or two of your techniques that work fast. Breathing exercises usually work fast, and mindfulness, you just become, many of us don't. Meditation is a great tool for many people to regulate their emotions as well, especially when you do it right. Okay, so we need to know that emotional intelligence is for every parent, is for every spouse, and it's for every leader. Okay, so thank you very much. Remember that you have to make your children good decision makers, good critical thinkers, and they will go into life playing
Wow. Okay. Is it her network? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just unmute yourself and say
yes. Yes, yes, yes.
All right.
Yes, we can hear you, ma. It's our network.
Thank you. Thank you. She just
Yes.
oh God
Yes,
God is
ma'am.
good. So okay, you are done.
Okay, perfect. So thank you.
Oh, you are back. You are back. Your network. The last things we didn't hear you.
Okay.
But
So I concluded by
thank you so
saying,
much.
let me just conclude one thing. Parents should understand that their job is to actually train children to go out to live a life without them. It's during teenage that children learn, find, and define who they are, their identity. To be letting in your, and you correct them in your, no need to always be angry and shouting and beating children, teenagers. They actually have to be making a lot of mistakes. Children have to make at least 10 mistakes every single day, but you have to use those mistakes as teaching and learning opportunities for them, because that's what they're going to take. And you let them make even the wrong decisions, take wrong decisions, see the consequence while they're in your house, so that in future they will understand how to make right decisions. So your home is a playground for them to make those mistakes, learn, so that when they go out, they would have learned very well. So you need emotional intelligence for that. Okay, so thank you very much.
Wow. Man, I need to really see those who are in here. I don't know if you are this excited. I don't know. Your home is a playground. I don't know. Have you been hearing the things I was hearing this night? Great. Yes, Florence says great. Please, let's drop some stuff in the chat box. What was it you took? One nugget that you took from this teaching, because it's very, very, very deep. It's very deep. It's just like I told you guys that everything cannot be taught in one class.
Yeah.
There is more to it. He's one of our lecturers in the School of Marriage Counseling. And there is so much that she can debunk. So much. But just from what we've gotten tonight, I'm sure you can apply it to so many things, even in your office. Like I was saying, your career, your own marriage, you need emotional intelligence. You need to develop it. You need to grow it. You need to be intentional with it so that you can apply it in your marriage and get it to work for you. She's talking about naming your emotions. When you don't give a name to a thing, it's difficult to deal with it, right? When you don't name it, you can't deal with it. You need to name it. Even some of us that love to cast out demons, we used to ask their names. What's your name? And then you call it by name and tell it to go. It's the same thing with emotions. So when you have the name, if you know that you have the name of that emotion, it's easy to deal with it. Wow, that's so powerful. I just want us to drop one or two things that you took home on the chat group. I need to see this chat to be active right now because there is so much. Put a name to it. Yes, thank you, Gloria. Put a name to it. Put a name. Because when you give it a name, deal with it. Yeah. She said your home is a playground. Allow them to make mistakes. You guys do not hear stuff. She said they make a minimum of 10 mistakes a day. They make mistakes, 10 mistakes a day. So allow them because those mistakes help them to grow. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. And they help you to even know what area to correct to help them. Because if you don't allow them to even manifest, it's like you put them in a box. So they're just in a box. You don't know who they are. You don't know the real them. Allow them be. Allow them manifest. Allow them express themselves. They express through their errors, through their mistakes. And then through that, you can better teach and counsel them. Yes, so allow them to make many mistakes so that you help them back. Yes, that's right, Flo. That's right. That's right. Where are the people in this room? Where are they? Where are they? Yes, so they will learn through mistakes. That's right. They learn through mistakes. They learn through mistakes. They learn through mistakes. Mm-hmm. And if you were there from the beginning, she said, oh, let me read MJ first. MJ just put in a chat there. We should always correct them through a whip, especially. Oh, wait. Okay. We should not always correct them through a whip, especially teenager. That's right. Yes. She said, parenting methods have changed. Did you hear that from the beginning? Parenting methods have changed. Life is changing. You can't keep doing the things the way you're doing in your generation. You can't bring them now. It's a cake. It's not going to work. You're going to rear, I don't know how do you call them. You rear what? Delinquents. If you apply the old methods, right? Now, MJ said, when reacting to your children, you should consider their emotion too. Oh my goodness. Consider their emotions too. This is something that is highly neglected, especially in our own part of the world. We don't even feel that children have emotions. So you just deal with them anyhow. Let them make mistakes in your home. Then you can correct them. That's right. You can correct them. Thank you so much. Yes, coach them, bring out their A game. Oh my goodness. That's so great. We need to know our emotions so as to regulate them. Correct. Thank you, Samuel, for saying that. You must know them to correct them. You can't correct what you don't know now. You can't work on what you don't know. Yes, Carol said that's why we need to learn and relearn, unlearn and write. We talk of learning, unlearning and relearning. So there are things we need to unlearn. We have to unlearn. Thinking that you must always smack a child, you must always, correct through shouting, beating, and all of that. It's a cake though. It's a cake. Allow kids to make mistakes. Yes. Breathing exercises, meditation are key to emotional intelligence. That's powerful. Yes. Oh, yes. Gloria said this seminar helped me to unlearn something. Correct. You have unlearned something.
Yeah.
That's great. Is somebody talking? Somebody saying something? All right. Yeah, so we have come to the end of this session, and I want to say thank you for all of you who attended. I just want to say we have a burden to groom as many counselors as possible. We have a world problem we want to solve. Broken homes will only bring up broken children. And those broken children are in the streets. They are on the streets. They are the ones doing pickpocketing and all those things that you find. And we are all crying, the world is bad, this is that, and so on. This is your own way that you can solve that problem. Because the more people are able to, build homes together, build their marriages, their children well, that is when we can have, just call it a more, an environment that is more secured, where we can live there peacefully, happily. When you travel to other parts of the world, 1 a.m. you are walking on the streets as if it's in daylight and nobody is attacking you or doing anything. But there are other parts of the world you just can't do that. You can't do that. What is happening? So I think that this is a call for us to put our heads together and our hearts together, because this is not just a head thing, it's a heart thing. And like, I don't know if I said this yesterday, a revelational knowledge is the highest form of knowledge, because there are times that you really want to solve a problem. And at that moment, what you think that will solve that problem. It may not be what you know. It may just be that revelation that God is giving you at that moment to solve that problem. So in as much as you really have to study and learn, but your heart should be open to what is God saying now? What method does he want us to use now? And I believe that if we are together in one place and learning and brainstorming, we'll be able to share revelations that will make a huge difference in our communities, in our societies, in our nations. Yeah. So I'm reading some messages that some people drop here that I wish doctor could talk deeply about the A game in children. Thanks. This one, come and join the school. Doctor has, see, she deep like this. Yes, if you like to be part of the School of Counseling, contact Gloria and you'll be part of that school, because there's so much you will learn. This thing cannot even be told in one class. MJ says, I would like to have detail how to be part of the school. Okay, yes, that's fine. Gloria, take note of this and make sure the MJ gets the link and be part of the school. Those of you who want to solve these problems, join the school. Join the School of Marriage Counseling and grow everything, grow your emotional intelligence, because it's going to start working. Like I said, it works for you. Once your own emotional intelligence is sitting upright, oh my goodness. Once you're okay, let me tell you, every other thing will be fine. Okay, that's MJ has sent his number. Gloria, please take note. Yeah, maybe he's not on the group. Maybe he's not on the MJ. I don't know are you on the WhatsApp group? If not, Gloria, please connect with him, because normally he's supposed to be on the WhatsApp group, so that there you can send the link and every other thing there, so that people who want to join the School of Counseling can join. We are starting on the 7th of August, and it's going to really be awesome. It's going to be powerful, because we're going deep to make sure that whatever it takes, whatever you need to know that should help you, you will know that. You will know that thing. You will learn it and be able to apply it. When the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge, marriages are crumbling for lack of knowledge. I'm telling you, marriages that have not No, the people are bad. It's not the people in the marriage that they are bad. It's the lack of knowledge. I'm telling you, it's lack of knowledge. There are many things that because I learned and knew them, I was able to make mine not just work, but sweet. Because one of the revelations I got is a little secret. That's one of the advantages you have because these things just pop up. They come up. It's not something you write somewhere to come and say, but while you are talking, it drops in your spirit, and this is God talking to us. Your marriage is a gift from God to you. And when God gives you a gift, you are accountable to God for what you did with that gift. Yeah. So I used to say this like a joke. I say, hey, why would I go and tell God that I did with the husband he gave me? When I say that to myself, I will sit up. I will make sure I give the best. I do my best. I do whatever it takes to make sure that it works because I know I am his helper. So I want to help him get better. And I know that he may be in a certain mood. So he's not always on top mood all the time. And so I'm like, sometimes when he's not on his top mood, I am intentional about helping him be cheerful because I know I am his help. And it's a two-way thing. Sometimes if you're a man and your spouse is not, find ways to help instead of joining them. So what happens is emotionally immature people, what they do is once you find out that your other person, your spouse or your partner is not fine, you join them in that, okay, is okay, this is how we are, okay, yeah, so this is it, okay, you join them. And you don't even know where they're coming from. You don't even know what emotion they're going through. Then you just be manifesting whatever. Doctor has taught us a lot this evening, but there is still more.
So much.
There is still more on this only the topic of emotional intelligence. You can't finish it in one day. There's so much to learn about emotional intelligence. So please, this thing starts working it works on us first before it works on others. I'm just sharing whatever I can share that works for you. But just know that it's a very noble thing to be a marriage counselor because we are co-workers with God to make his kingdom, prosper and to work to make sure that humanity doesn't suffer. Many people are suffering because of what they don't know. The difference between the one that is having a good time and the one that is not having a good time is what they know that the other person doesn't know. And sometimes you think you can just pick it on an Instagram post. You can't pick up like that. They will tell you the what and they will tell you why. They will never tell you how. When you enroll in a school, that's where you find out about the how. Because some things look like, oh, whoa, this is it. You pick it online and you think this is it. It cannot be, or you can't learn, you can't become a counselor just by scavenging around the place. You need to enroll. Be a part of a school of counseling. Learn some things to depth. Learn some things to depth. I shared with you people the other day. I just ended my EFT 2 on Tuesday. I was traveling, but I was studying. Because I know I need to know some things. Emotional freedom technique. It's about you. How do you feel? Because you carry that same energy and put it on others. So you need to help people. How do you help people when you have not helped yourself? Well, once more, I just want to say thank you all and to say it's been an awesome 2 days spending time with us, just chatting. Some people were asking yesterday that they needed the certificates. We're going to give you certificates of participation because it's been awesome. But I will encourage school, learn more so that your impact will really be felt. Okay. So thank you all once more. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank God for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you're always available for me. Thank you. Thank you.